Yo, what's going on, gamers? Today I'm going to be explaining the travesty that Valve did when they updated the game. They had a very bittersweet update, and a lot of people are asking why the CFG doesn't work anymore, so I'm going to give you guys a working CFG and also just kind of explain what was changed since that update. But before I do that, I just want to thank the sponsor of this video. Basically what the update did was to try and fix jump height, and as you can see here under the jump stat, I get 55.83 units, which is approximately 1 unit higher than it was before. They also changed the way that jump height works, so now it's kind of stamina based, so your stamina is going to dictate your jump height as well, which is kind of interesting, but yeah. Also, because of the jump height change, pixel surfs have been kind of messed around with. Some surfs just don't work the same way that they did. For example, these rail surfs, they kind of act more like a weird edge bug now than they used to. If I can just hit one here. There you go. You can kind of see that you can't stick to it anymore. You kind of just slide off. But the remainder of the ones like on the walls and stuff, they do still function the way that they used to. As you can see, I just hit that one there. And this one from my hijack video, this one still works. It's pretty much any surf up against the wall is going to function the same way. And any surf that requires a specific height just doesn't really function the same as it used to. Kind of a bummer, but you know, at least they didn't like fully patch them out. So the update itself was a W, but they broke plus jump, minus jump, which basically just shits out the whole new config that was posted. Kind of a bummer because that config was honestly probably the best one we've had in a long time. And the only one that's functioning right now is the Ruby Rain config that was posted just after the automation update came out originally. So yeah. The update they did was in good faith, and honestly did good things for the game, but it just kind of inadvertently screwed the movement community over. The last config that posted used plus jump, minus jump, and now that just doesn't work. So the only config that works is the Ruby Rain config, which was the config that was made just after the original SnapTap update came out, which is pretty bunk, I must say. Like, it's not really the best config, but it's the only one functioning, and it still gives you a better Bhop than you would without a config, and you still have LJ, which brings me to JB. So JB's pretty broken right now, and I'll explain. Basically, jump bug is just completely broken. No matter if you hit it or not, the difference in height is just not there, and you won't be able to hit the JBs that you were before. I don't think that they meant for this to happen. I just think it's a side problem that has presented itself after they made the update, and I'm sure that they'll probably roll out another update that fixes some issues, because I don't think that this is like the final form that they're going for with this game. It is kind of a bummer that, you know, it seems like consistently they try and patch out these movement techs, but they don't do it on purpose. It's really just on accident where the movement community gets screwed over. And yeah, so I'm gonna teach you guys how to install the CFG right now so nobody's confused as to how to get this thing up and running. All right, so essentially you're gonna need this RAR file here that has the movement folder in it. This is what you're going to be needing instead of the multi folder, which was from the last config. And what you're going to want to do is come to your Steam, go to Counterstrike 2, press Properties, Install Files, Browse, and then you're going to want to go to Game, CSGO, CFG, and then delete the multi folder if you have the multi folder in there. If you are still running the one with the movement folder, you should be okay, and this video just really doesn't affect you. But you want to delete the multi folder and drag and drop the movement folder into your CFG file path. You're also going to need a new auto exec, and this is what mine looks like here. It has the pixel surf bind in there, and then the binding your jump bug, long jump, and your jump, and then it also execs the movement folder for you. So I'm going to have this kind of as a one-stop download. I'm going to put my auto exec with the movement folder in the description, and you just want to download these, drop them in, and delete any old auto exec and the multi-folder if you have the multi-folder in there. So this is temporary. I'm probably going to end up making another video about another config because people do figure this stuff out like on the daily, but I get a lot of comments right now saying that my CFG for my latest video doesn't work, and a lot of people are asking me like what the hell is going on. So basically this is what you got to do, and the game's just kind of in this weird state for a little bit, but I do think that this update was overall W. But anyways, see you guys later.